here's the board for 2025. It's smaller and compact, and I'm really loving it. Been playing it for a few weeks now and loving it. Loving the workflow that it goes through. So let's just start out with the board. The board is the Harley Benton Spaceship Power 40. I know it's a mouthful, but the cool thing about this is the size of a Pedal Train Classic Junior, and the top rung is actually the power supply. So you plug an IEC cable straight into the board itself. So this particular size has actually a lot of power for the size in it, and they're all isolated outputs. So it's got 500 milliamps, 250 milliamps, and 3,000 milliamps. So if you're running an HX Stomp, for all the HX Stomp users out there, this can power your Stomp just straight out of the box. Super cool. And since I used to have a Temple board, I found this person on Etsy, and I think they're on Reverb as well, called Board Mods, and they just made a 3D printed housing for the DI Pro mod. And so I just slapped that on the underside of this board as well. And I'm loving it. So let's just start off with the signal chain. It starts off with the Relay G30. I've loved this wireless, had it for a while now. And then that goes straight to the KEELEY compressor. You know it, you love it. And how I have my compressor set up is I like to have it to where it doesn't really affect my tone too much, but it's there if I need to add some brightness, or I need to cut some lows with the tone knob, or if I need to, it's there just to round off my strumming or my picking. So it limits the highs and kind of boost up some of those lows. And so this is my clean tone with really everything off except for my amp. This is the ACS1. We'll get to that later. Straight into a field recorder because I'm lazy and I don't want to set up a interface to my computer. So here's my clean tone right here. Yep, that's my clean tone. Oh, and by the way, this is my J Mascis Jazzmaster. One of my buddies, Brandon, actually refinished it in Nitro Black. So really loving playing this guitar. And then it also has Revel custom pickups in it. These are vintage PAFs in a Jazzmaster housing. And so really warm, just clean, amazing tone out of them. I loved getting to build this guitar as well. So here's with the compressor on. Again, super boring. It may not be noticeable to the ears, but it definitely is to the feel, especially when we kick on some overdrives. This just kind of keeps me from hitting my overdrives a little too hard and keep it kind of consistent from guitar to guitar. And so from the compressor, that goes to the HX1. I kind of use this as a catch-all in the beginning, kind of whatever I kind of want it to be. It can be a distortion, it can be a octaver, it can be a polycapo, which is what I have it set up right as of right now. That goes from that to the Tuner Press by Hotone. Not really sure how to say that, but I'm gonna go with it. I've really been loving this volume. I was a little worried about if I was gonna like the sweep of it, or if I was gonna be accidentally hitting the expression button, but the expression button you really gotta toe down to switch it over to an expression pedal. But look up that volume. That replaced my Dunlop DVP4, the mini one. Because this is about the same size and it has a tuner built into it, a strobe tuner. So, you can go, I have it to where it's always on, and I've really been enjoying that because I like to, make sure I'm still in tune while I'm playing. But you can go heel down and tune if you want to, which obviously you need to do if you're on stage. But I've really been liking this volume pedal. And then we go to the star of the show, which is the Stratus. So let me run you through the signal chain of the Stratus, because this is all being MIDI controlled with the Morningstar MC6. which I use more as like stomp box mode, turns on and off things, and different presets. So how it works is I start off with a poly octave first in the chain, and then I go over to this Apollo, which is like a tube screamer, and then I go to the clear sky distortion, which is like the king of tone in distortion mode, or like a prince of tone in distortion mode. And then we hit the daily driver by Schnobeltone. This one's an always on for me. And then finally a Luna, which is like a Julia by Walrus Audio, like copy or clone. But this is like the real thing, you know, licensed and everything by Schnobeltone himself. But yeah, let's go ahead and start with that since it's always on. So without it, and then turn it on. So I almost use this, since it's always on, this is kind of my like edge of breakup sound. It just does a really good job. So like, let's listen to it in context with my reverb and delay. So I can really dig in if I want to, and it will break up, but if I play lightly, it's just a great sounding overdrive. So let's work backwards in the chain and look at how I'm stacking my overdrives. I've gone from not stacking to stacking overdrives, and you know, I just go back and forth. Right now I like stacking, especially via the Stratus. So this is I have this Pedalnetics front aux, triggering the Ursa Major, which is like a Prince of Tone in distortion. So let's hear it without it first. So this is back just the daily driver. And with the Ursa Major. And then after that, I stack on the tube screamer for more lead tones, and I have this foot switch doing that. So let's take a look at that. So, as you can see, the overdrives within the Stratus are pretty awesome. So, I've really been loving those sounds. And then if I even want more, let's just turn on the Ursa Major and turn on the poly octave. So without it, if I'm doing like a... turn on the poly octave, and I have this to where I just click the bypass switch and it turns it on, as you can see on the screen as well. So I just hit the bypass switch and it turns on my POG. So. And just like that, it's pretty simple. I almost forgot the Luna. So let's bring it back to clean. Let's go to the neck pickup. Maybe let's change my reverb to my ambient setting. And turn on vibrato right here. I just love vibrato, and I can just toggle it on and off with my Morningstar. Next, we go up to the Rewind by Alexander. I just did a deep dive on this pedal, so go watch that. But these are my settings that I have set up with the Morningstar. So my tap tempo is right here, that I can just always access it. This is the tape delay. So I also have it set up to do a bucket brigade like mod, almost like a almost to do like a Memory Man kind of sound. This one gets pretty wide just in the stereo field, which I really like. And then I can go up to my dotted eighth setting. So double press that, goes to a dual. Really cool dual setting. And then we go over to the Revelation by Jet Pedals. This one is incredible. This is my always on. Let's go back to a tape delay. I just love the way it kind of backs out of the way and just tapers off really evenly. This is my ambient setting. And then for swells. To the ACS1, you've been hearing it this whole time. I have a Fender on the left and a Vox on the right using the stock Tone Factor XR IRs. Here's some photos of how it's set up. I have it set up, and I just kind of leave it that way. Yeah, I've used the London in the past, and I do have a setting on here. I do have a setting right here that is the just London on both sides. For this season, I've been really enjoying this left and right. Yeah, so that's really it. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or anything like that. But other than that, I'll see you next year for 2026's pedalboard build. No, I'm just kidding. Let me know if you want to see any specific videos about any of these pedals or if you have any questions. But other than that, I'll see y'all next time.